Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Our last episode was a little bit disappointing as far as our science gained was. So we're going to jump back into the game, and we have no more stuff to research because we only have 19 science. So we have to wait to get all of these amazing things. Of course, all these amazing things that require 90 science each, so we need to do more than just go to the North Pole. So what I've done is haphazardly created a spacecraft that hopefully should get us onto the surface of the moon. Kinda simple, a little bit simple, but I think this should work. Whoops, that's staged wrong. No, let's do that. There we go. Those disconnect, yes. Those guys disconnect, and then we have a lander stage up here. I think we'll make it. I need to be very careful with my fuel. I'm not going nuts with the size here. I'm trying to keep things simple. I've got batteries because, as we know, if we're transmitting science, it takes battery power, so I've got the batteries for that. But I think we're all set. I have 4 of these goo observation devices. I've got... this main stage has the main science thingamabob here. I hope that can open up with that in the way. We'll find out. And then, yeah, what the heck? Less talk, more launch. Let's try to get to the moon, land on it, and get a bunch of science. And not crash the game. There we go, all right. Let's take a look at what we have as far as where the moon is located. Yeah, that might work. I might have to do an orbit and then head to the moon. But let's get ready for what appears to be a sunset launch. Here, Jebediah Kerbin once again in the cockpit. I don't think I've been using anybody else. Well, this is the only cockpit I have, is the single-person cockpit. Also, haven't unlocked the ladders yet, so I'm depending on the fact that Jebediah's rocket backpack will be able to lift him up into the capsule once he's surfaced or stepped on the surface of the moon. But SAS on, throttle up, launch in 3, 2, 1, kablamo! And away we go. Very loud, very loud. We are going up. I can actually probably throttle down a little bit on the liquid fuel because I have so much of these solid rocket boosters. Let's save a little bit of fuel that way. This appears to be working. This appears to be working indeed. Let's see here. We're going quite fast, actually. I'm going to throttle down a little bit more with these liquid fuel rockets. Kind of wasting a little bit of thrust here by going 300 meters per second. Alright, we're gonna lose these solid rocket boosters. Now I need to throttle up, yep, because I've lost a lot of that momentum. See, when you go faster than 200 meters per second below 10,000, you're actually going to lose a bunch of that momentum, I think. It's kind of the terminal velocity pushing against. See, now that we're above that, now we're actually starting to accelerate once again. So a little bit of not too great, not too efficient of a launch. I keep turning off SAS. That is a habit I should get out of from the early versions of the game. It's disabling and then re-enabling SAS. If I just control things, I'll automatically turn on and off SAS. There we go. Let's go down to 40 degrees. Getting a nice arc going on there. Slightly concerned about my abilities to get to the moon all of a sudden. It's really impossible to do anything without those fuel lines that allow you to do the much more efficient asparagus. I don't know what the heck they call it. What do they call it? Celery? Celery stick? Design of your rocket. Alright, let's head in the direction we're actually going. Yeah, I might need a few more stages on this bad boy. The fuel is disappearing much quicker than I wanted it to. Okay, we're in space. Throttle down even more. We could actually probably throttle off. Also, no RCS yet. I'm not sure what that means for my landing on the moon. Not that I ever really benefited from RCS whilst landing on a moon. Alright, I'm just trying to get nice and horizontal here. Still gaining altitude. And we're about to be in space, and I might as well just thrust away what remaining fuel I have here. Once we're in space, there we go. Kabloom! Whee! I got to do that again. That's always fun. Alright, now I'm a little bit concerned about the thrust abilities of my rocket choice. What I should have done was maybe put one of those stronger rockets in the middle so I could have used that. But I believe should be alright, I think. Although, once again, the fuel situation is not all that great. Oh, no, get back on the 90. Get back on the 90, Jebediah. There you go. This is actually turning out quite well. I'm maintaining a distance from my apoapsis. I'm actually increasing. I could throttle down to make that stop. Actually, while I'm doing this, I think I can see if I can burn straight for the moon right here. Maybe too soon. Too soon? Alright, I changed my mind. Alright, we're about to go into orbit. You know what, let's just do that, just to save some time. Alright, we're down about a third of fuel. I still do have this middle stage, but there's not much fuel in there. We must be very, very precise with our fuel usage. Alright, well, that's what I need to do. I need to set this as my target. I'm off a negligible amount as far as my nodes are concerned. Target. Oh, wow. Okay, I can wait a little bit longer. Okay. Huh? That's a thing. Let's try to make this very efficient. That would be a direct intersect. Oh. I want to make use of as few meters per second as necessary. What? Gig. That's rather far away. Alright, I think regardless I'm going to have to use about 900 meters per second. Alright, we're ready to start our burn in right now. Yeah, it said it was a 50-second burn, so I started at T-minus 25 to make sure everything was equalized. Let's get a little bit better targeting. Right about there, very nice. Easy. Stay on target. Stay on target. Alright, I am pretty concerned about my fuel situation. Did not plan this very well. Do I ever? Alright. Let's see what the orbit is doing. Fine, just fine. Oh. And stop, because we started to go the wrong way there. Alright. What did we do? How did we do here? We are on a collision course, it looks like, but instead of wasting fuel, I'm going to wait till we get a little bit closer and make adjustments once I get there. Doing alright on electric charge. Now, why do these... Do these not charge your electronics when you burn? Because that could be a problem. Yeah, that might be a thing. I should have checked that before attaching them to my rocket. Oh no. Alright, be very careful with your electric charge there, Jebediah. And we'll see you when we get closer and hopefully not smacking into the moon. Alright guys, we're back and we are certainly getting close to the moon. I got within 4,000 meters, and as you can see, I'm still a ways away from my orbital insertion burn. Oh, look at that. That's a cool little cavern there we could have landed in, but I'm going really fast, so I need to bring myself within an orbit. I could have technically maybe slowed myself down enough to land here, but that would have been disastrous. It's kind of a fast pass over the top here. You know what, let's, since we're within a very short distance, 13. Let's keep the data for now, and we're going to burn pretty soon here. Wow, we're frighteningly close. How tall is this mountain? That's right on our trajectory. Let's burn! Let's burn! Let's burn! Oh my god! Holy crap! Oh god! Oh no! Okay. Okay. This is problems. This is too fast! Oh my god, there's a shadow. Oh! Holy crap! Holy crap, everybody! Let's... No. Let's just point up a little bit right there. Holy moly! No! Uh-oh, I'm out of control. I am out of control, everybody. Stop. No. I'm not. Oh god. Okay. All right. Woo. Ha. Wow. That was. Okay. Let's not do that again. What is going on? My SAS has gone bonkers. Wow. Okay. Let's get. Whoa. What's going on? What did I do? Oh, I'm coming in for a landing. Okay. That's fine. What did I do? What have I done? Wow. That was scary. Okay, Jebediah is happy. I may have peed a little. Might need a change in my pants. What the world? That was crazy. I have never done that in my entire life. Alright, let's stop right there. Okay. Whew. Alright. I guess I may have wasted some fuel there with a little bit of a freak out. I was not watching the burn that I was doing, to be honest. Ha! Holy crap! All right, note to self: when you come in to make your approach to the moon, make sure it's not at 4 kilometers, because that's how tall some of the mountains are. Oh my god, we were flying! Wow, that was great. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Oh man! All right. Well, at least we're coming down when there's still some sunlight. Might have to speed things up a little bit because we are coming down pretty hot here. You know, let me activate that engine while I'm at it to help things out. Let's put our gear down. I said let's put our gear down. Okay. Now the hard part. Actually landing this thing. It's got a lot of dead weight. Gotta get it down below like 5 meters a second is always nice. Alright, yeah, keep it right there. Just... No. Stop fighting me, SAS. It still fights you a little bit. It still bounces back and forth. Alright, no, I don't want to be going up. Okay, wow, that was scary. Alright, no. Alright, let's kind of chase this around a little bit, get it back down. Alright. Oh. And bonk. Oh, ha! Oops! Dang it. I guess we didn't need landing legs after all, because I didn't make them position them so that they'd be long enough to actually hit the ground. That's fine. So we landed. We landed on the moon. Let's observe some more mystery goo on the surface. 40 scientific value. I feel like I should be... How much? Let's keep that open. Let's transmit that data. Just to have it. Alright, that's good. Let's open this bad boy up. 100 scientific value, but if I transmit it, you leave the sample and go do something else for a while. Alright, let's keep that data. 20%. That would be unfortunate. So I would only get 20 science out of 100. I don't know if I'll be able to get back to the planet Kerbin, to be honest with you. So I might want to transmit. Let's just keep that for now. I know something that is quite significant would be to take a sample. So let's go on EVA. Let's let go. And just kind of, you know, derpily fly over. And bam! In this save, this is the first footprints, the first little shimmy on the surface of the moon. Well done, Jebediah. Well done. Turn on your lights. Let's go walk over here. You're walking weird. Okay. Let's, he's happy. Maybe because he's got his RCS out. There we go. Now he's walking a little bit more normally. Take a surface sample. 120. And if I transmit, I get 50%. Let's keep the data, and let's also do an EVA report. 32, very nice. Keep the data. Wow, that was fancy. Like, that was scary. My heart's still beating from whizzing over the surface and seeing my shadow at 800 meters per second. That was a bit much. Let's plant the flag, I suppose, while we're at it. Bam! Very poetic. Oh, the site name. First moon landing. I seriously almost died landing here. Like, seriously, let's not do that again. For all mankind. Kerbal kind. Alright, there we go. Alright, we've planted a flag. We have... Oh, he's running really fast. We have a sample. Now, let's get our RCS out. Fly up, and then very gingerly grab. Very nice. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. And then store experiments. Surface sample. And that was stored. Okay, so can I go out and get another surface sample? Like, say I want to take a surface sample from inside this little tiny crater over here. Like, is there a maximum surface samples I can take on board my capsule? Ow! Ow. Skinned my knee. Alright, so there's this little... just texture of a crater. I'm going to take it from the center. Take a surface sample. The darker midland surface appears to be made up of basaltic rocks. Keep that data. Huh, so could I just, like, keep going nuts? Yeah, like, what happens if I make an EVA report whilst hovering? Alright, very nice. So now I can head back to the capsule. Ooh, ooh. And watch it. Kick, kick, kick. Watch your feet. There we go. And store this. Is that correct? Or is there a maximum amount of storage I have? I assume there is. Alright, take it easy. Don't run into and then destroy your capsule. Grab. Okay, I'll go up. Store experiments. Oh, okay. Not all items could be stored. EVA reports, but the surface samples. So I can keep doing EVA reports. What happens? How much? Oh, I need to board. Board! Yeah, dump the experiments. I guess I can only take... Whoa! I can only take one surface sample at a time. So now, we still have 312 as far as our electric charge goes. What happens... I have data. What happens if I transmit the data? Let's watch our electric charge drain. Whoa, 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 okay. Not enough electric charge. Oh, crap! Okay. Stop transmitting. Yeah. Alright. I don't know if that was a good idea at all. I have 100 here. So I could, like, keep doing that and keep transmitting. Okay, but I still need... This mission needs to get me to the point where I can get solar panels. That's really the only thing that can save me at this point. Let's just observe the mystery goo all over the place. Yeah, I think each of these are going to net me 31, am I right? That's fine, that's fine. Now I do have... Well, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I do have... Yep, got it. Keep that data. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. Because I can't transmit anymore. I do have... because in the last mission, I lost the 25 science I observed with this thing because I disconnected and it exploded. What I have done is I've planted a parachute on the side of it. Because people say that even... It just has to survive. Like, it can be debris on the ground and you can recover it as its own spacecraft. So I put a parachute on this as well, so hopefully I can recover these experiments even after I re-entry. But like I said, I still need to get off the surface of Kerbin, and let's just do a crew report. 20. Alright, that's fine. 100%, but I don't have any power to transmit the data, so I'll have to keep it. So yeah, I still have to get off the surface of the moon and then back to Kerbin, which is a tall order indeed, given the fashion in which I landed on the moon, and with what little fuel I've done such things. Can I... Aha! I can transfer electric charge to the capsule from the batteries. That's good. I didn't know you could do that. It's just like fuel. I want to do out, because I'm going to dump these outer stages to save some weight once I take off. Out. And... out. So I have a whole 11 electricity. 11 oh, did it just go up? Am I, like, gaining electricity somehow? It's interesting. No, it just went down. Alright. Stop breathing, Jebediah. You're wasting the electricity. Alright, so now, what I'm hopefully going to be able to do is lift off and get back to Kerbin. I want to lift off, I believe, in this direction. That way I can easily just burn this way, and that'll drop me out of the orbit of the moon and towards, right? Because if I go this way, then I'll have to retro burn, which isn't going to work. Yeah, okay, so I want to go west. No, wait, east. East, on the 90. I want to go on the 90, I think. No idea. Totally just making this up as I go along. We're going to take off, and actually I could probably quite quickly lose these outer stages, so let's do that. Let's go home, Jebediah Kerman. You have a lot of science, and hopefully you can make it, because I need this science. I need it! In 3, 2, 1. Alright, that was fun. Let's go on the 90. No, that's the 280. No. Alright, well, I just wasted a bunch of fuel doing that. But to the 90. Very nice. And the debris down there, it didn't even, like, explode or anything. Alright. So, into moon orbit is something that I need at the moment. Whew, the fuel is going to be a problem. Alright, I don't think I need any more altitude. We've learned that about 5,000-6,000 meters is a safe altitude to be orbiting the moon. Alright, we're running down to about half fuel. And yeah, it sucks that it doesn't appear these engines recharge your batteries, or your batteries, your electric charge. So, note to self, that is the problem with these engines. That is the problem with these engines. All right, let's save our fuel until we get to our apoapsis. That's a little bit more of a appropriate time to burn. How's it going inside here? Turn off the interior lights, man. Save some energy. So now what happens when I run out of electric charge? Am I unable to do things? I'm assuming it's not like an unmanned, a robotic mission, in that it just is completely lost and you can't control it or anything. But like, do the parachutes still pop? Is that like a mechanical thing, not an electrical thing, I hope? Oh, brother. Alright, let's start burning once again. Just to get into Munar orbit. What is the orbital velocity around the moon? Well, it's gotta be like 800 or something, because that's the speed at which I was coming in. Quite hot indeed. Alright, that fuel is looking scary. There's really nothing I can do to save this mission if... Okay, whoop! If I do get stuck out here because there's no docking ports and there's no... You know, no way I can capture the capsule and bring it back. Got about a third or a fourth of fuel left. So let's plan our return with as little meters per second as I possibly can. And I'm going to have to do this as a direct burp, as a direct re-entry. Ah, okay. So that takes less fuel, so I could do this. Alright, there's our Kerbin rise. I'm fast forwarding around here. Still quite low altitude, but I'm trying to get to my burn, which I've determined is the most effective over here. I'm going to need 273 meters per second of thrustitude, which I think I have. It's a 15-second burn. So I'm going to start at about T-minus 8 seconds. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I should prepare to do that, actually. I have 1.82 electric charge left. This rocket isn't going to give me anything. Come on now. Keep your fingers crossed. Trying to get Jebediah Kerbin home. Yeah, I've got a re-entry. It comes down to 5,000 meters. I'm just going to burn as much as I can, I think. That'll be the way to go. All right. 9, 8, go. All right. Take it easy. Yeah, okay. I think I have enough. Oh, look at that. Look at it go down. Oh, gosh. All right. And then I'm going to stop. All right. What altitude did that get us? Quickly now, because if it isn't enough, I'll have to burn a little bit more. Burn a little bit more. All right. I want to just come right down. Yep. All right. Well, that's coming right down. All right. I have two units of fuel left. Whew, and 0.31 charge, so we are coming down no matter what. Jebediah Kerbin, you crazy, crazy man. This might just work. I gotta stop having these missions that come down to the last final droplets of fuel and resources. Whew. Gotta think about working in the excess from now on. No more of this no more of this poverty spacecraft. Poverty space program. I don't think my heart could take any more of it. Alright guys, we're back, and we're about to start our re-entry. On the way, unfortunately, we ran out of electric charge, which means, indeed, we have lost control of the spacecraft and cannot regain control, and we are spinning. So, that's a problem. I'm hoping that the interface with the atmosphere kind of stops that from happening and you know, stops that from happening. I suppose I could. What happens if I burn? Do I have control if I burn? A little bit, but not too much. I'm not gonna... Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. It's actually made things worse. It's made things worse. Okay. Yeah. Okay, okay, yep, okay. Here we go. This is nighttime landing. Please... just find a direction that you'd like to come down at. Thank you very much. Hold on, Jeb, you're kind of spinning a little bit out of control. This is a little bit scary. Just watch the nav ball. Keep your eye on the ball. Things are going just fine and dandy. Alright, now, yeah, as I've hoped, we kind of turned into a lawn dart and have reorientated ourselves. But as I said, we're out of control. I will pop the parachutes as soon as I can, but probably when we're not going so dang fast, so that they do not rip themselves asunder, if you will. Alright, that was scary, Jeb, but you made it. We appear to be, I can't really see a dang thing, but we appear to be landing on non-mountainous terrain, I think, anyway. Which is good. We're about 9,000 meters. I think 5,000 meters. I'm still losing speed, so I think 5,000 meters is a good time to pop the chutes. I'm still deciding if I want to disconnect after popping the chutes. I guess I'll decide that later on. I don't want these things to explode when I land. Alright, we're coming down. We're about 200 meters per second. That's probably a good time to pop the chutes and... Oh. Okay. Do I have both my chutes? I do. Okay. Whew. Okay. That's good. They're slowing us down much more. Neighbors are home. That's what that little grinding noise was. I'm a little bit worried about how quickly this ground is coming up to us, but I hope they both pop open at the same time. Right? Come on. Please do such a thing. Ha! Pop. Pop open. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was fine and dandy. Whew. Ha. Jebediah. This entire mission, I didn't even think that maybe the electric charge I wouldn't have parachutes. But thank God, parachutes are a mechanical process. They do not require electric charge to open. I kind of feel like when we get closer to the ground, separating these two, that seems like something that would actually happen. Where are we at as far as the ground is concerned anyway? Are about 700 meters? 70 meters? I don't know what that is. Probably 700. Or is that the actual altitude? Where's my radar altitude? Radar altitude! About 100. Let's separate it about 100, which would be about now. Careful now. Hopefully... Yeah, okay. Now, hopefully I don't land on top of this thing. Gah. That's a bit of a problem, actually. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Crap. This might have been a terrible idea. I need you to survive! You have all my science. Please survive. Please survive. Thank you. And thank you. Okay, yes! Ha. Ha. This entire mission. My goodness. My goodness, this mission. Okay, we landed, and now what I've learned from many, many comments in the last video is instead of going out and back to the space center, I can actually just hover above here and say, recover the vessel. Actually, I wonder what happens. Ah, yes! This vessel has a bunch of science on it, so let's recover this vessel first. We're going to leave Jeb out there. Hold on, Jeb. We have all this science to take back instead. So 100 science, 153 science earned from just that. I still have to recover the capsule, in which case I should get even more science. So I'm done with that. And now let's head back to the tracking station and go recover Jeb. Yeah, let's actually go out here and recover him. You know, as we should. Whoa! No, don't transmit. Why did you transmit? I didn't want you to transmit. That would have been bad. Let's recover the vessel. That was weird. Why did that open up? Alright. Crew report. Recovery of vessel. Hey, wait a minute. Where's my... I had a sample of the moon. Aw, did I balls that up by not recovering it first? Aw, it's just, there's still some bugginess going on with this. It doesn't quite make sense. EVA report, crew report, recovery of vessel. Where's the moon sample? That was like 120, wasn't it? Aw. Aw. Kerbal Space Program, why do you make me so sad? Ah. Anyway, what did we get out of that? So we have 319 science, so we can charge ahead and unlock more of these things. I'm a little bit disappointed in the loss of the sample. I didn't reset that, did I? I said, no, I have a sample, I'll keep the one I have back on the moon, but apparently, I think it was probably because I left, and then I reflew the mission, it like maybe reset the samples that were on board or something. What a bunch of balls. But anyway, we got a bunch of good science. I think the next mission is to Minmus. I will be sure to pack enough fuel and the proper rockets that give me electric charge. Although, actually, where, yeah, this is what I'm going to research. Solar panels, so we won't even have to worry about rockets that provide us with electric charge. And yeah, look forward to that in the next episode of Kerbal Space Program. My name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.